Are you a Christian businessman or woman? Do you know that there are certain principles that guide you as a Christian who is running a business? In this video, I will give you business tips for Christians. Hello, Lilas fam. Welcome to Let Your Light So Shine. My name is Monica. It's always good to have you here. Today, I'm here to talk about business tips for Christians. The business world can be very tough, but there are some principles that the Bible gives us on how to conduct business in a godly way. I'm going to present some of these principles to you, and I'm going to give you the Bible verses, so I need you to follow me on this. I recommend that you get paper and a pen so that you can jot down these passages that I'm going to give you, because there are several of them, and I'm going to talk about each of these passages one after the other. Are you ready? Let us go. The first passage that I'm looking at is Deuteronomy 8 verse 18. Write that down, and I'm going to read it out for you. And you shall remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you power to make wealth, that he may establish his covenant which he swore to your fathers, as it is this day. This is straight to the point. It tells us that it is God who gives us power to make wealth. It means that making wealth is not in our human power. It's not in our human frailty. It is not in our energy, which is limited. It is in God's power. It is God that gives us the power to make wealth. Remember that if God does not approve of your toil, if God does not approve of your work, if God does not approve of all the efforts that you're putting in, you will end up not being successful. And so this particular passage tells us that it is God who gives us the power to make wealth. It is God who even gives us the energy to go to work every day and to put in the work. So all our power, all our strength, all our energy come from God. The second business principle that I'm going to look at is Deuteronomy 25 verses 13 to 15. Let's read this one together. You shall not have in your bag differing weights, a heavy and a light. You shall not have in your house differing measures, a large and a small. You shall have a perfect and just weight, a perfect and just measure, that your days may be lengthened in the land which the Lord your God is giving you. This particular verse talks about justice. It talks about equality. It talks about fairness. This particular passage is telling us that we should not treat certain customers a certain way. We should not have one weight that we are using to measure for the rich and one for the poor, or for somebody that we feel this person doesn't have time to check or to bargain or to ask questions. And so we use a scale that does not give them the full quantity that they are paying for. This particular passage is telling us that what you weigh for one should be what you weigh for the other. All customers should be treated equally. There should be fairness. There should be a particular price for that product or for that service. And it's not about weighing the customer or sizing up the customer to know what particular price to place on the good that he or she is buying. Let there be a blanket price. Let there be a fixed price for that particular product, and not a price that changes when you have finished weighing up, sizing up, looking up and assessing the customer. Treat every customer equally and let them pay the fair price. Let them pay the fixed price for that particular good or service and for that particular quantity. That is what this particular verse is telling us. The third biblical principle on business running that I'm going to talk about is Leviticus 19 verse 13, and it reads, You shall not cheat your neighbor nor rob him. The wages of him who is hired shall not remain with you all night until morning. This is something that many business owners need to look at. It's something that they need to consider because many business owners have this sick way, have this funny way, have this dishonest way of holding on to somebody's wage or salary. They have a way of holding on to the wages and salaries of some of their employees, and that is unfair. There are some people who will say you did certain things, you came late, and so they will cut a part of your salary and pay you only part of it. There are some people that can afford to pay on the 25th or the 26th, but they will not pay until the second week of the next month. There are some people that have the money, but they just like to see their employees living in penury. They want their employees to be at their mercy. And this particular verse is telling us that that is wrong. Pay your employee as soon as it is due. Pay your employee what he or she deserves. Don't go about holding on to people's salaries. That is wrong. The Bible is warning us about that. As employers of labor, you cannot hold on to somebody's salary. And there's another place in the Bible that says that that particular money that you're holding on to is the hope that your employee is holding on to. Your employee has already budgeted. I'm going to spend this on my family. This is for feeding. This is for my accommodation. This is for giving my kids. This is for my children's school fees. This is for taking care of my home. And you, the employer, who have more than enough, because you definitely have more than the employee, don't forget that you get the large chunk. And then you decide to share whatever it is you want to each employee as their token for the hard work that they do. You now hold on to that salary, the little thing that your employee is holding on to and placing their hope on which they survive. That offends God, and this particular passage is warning us seriously about that. The next biblical principle that I will share with you about running a business is Proverbs 10 verse 4, and it reads, "He who has a slack hand becomes poor, but the hand of the diligent makes rich." This is talking about laziness. Laziness is not permitted because if you are lazy, you're going to end up poor. That is what this particular passage is telling us. It is short, it is simple, it is straight to the point. A diligent hand will become rich. If you keep working on that business, if you keep building, if you don't give up when things get difficult, you will eventually become rich. So if you're just starting a business, or if you're somewhere in and you don't know what to do, if you're starting to feel like you want to give up on this business because you can no longer continue with this is a word of encouragement. A slack hand becomes poor, but a diligent hand becomes rich. So be diligent at your work. Be excellent at your work. Keep doing that thing. Keep doing what needs to be done. Keep tinkering, keep working, keep putting in the effort. And one day your efforts will pay off. If you feel like giving up, I want you to know that the Bible assures us that as long as the earth remains, there will be sowing and there will be reaping. That is one thing I used to comfort myself when things are not going my way. When I haven't started to see the results of all my hard work, I remind myself that the Bible says that as long as the earth remains, there will be sowing time and there will be reaping time. It means that if you are sowing, if you are doing the work, one day you will see the results and one day you will reap all the benefits of your hard work. So don't give up. Keep going. Keep investing, keep growing, keep learning, and keep building that business. The next biblical principle that I want to share with you is Jeremiah 22 verse 13, and it goes, "Woe to him who builds his house by unrighteousness and his chambers by injustice, who uses his neighbor's service without wages and gives him nothing for his work." This is one that is kind of loaded. The first one is building your house with unrighteousness, building your chambers with injustice. So the first part is talking about establishing something for yourself through ungodly means. It's saying that that thing will not stand. It's saying that it will only bring you calamity, unhappiness, and distress. So do not build something for yourself with unrighteousness and ungodly means. And then the second part talks about using your neighbor's services without paying him for his work. Many people are fond of this, especially when it comes to internship and casual staff. This is something I have seen all too well. This is something that I am so familiar with. There are many people who hire interns for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and they never pay them a dime. There are some other people who take on casual staff and do not pay them. They keep this casual staff hoping and waiting that one day they are going to be employed as full staff of the company, but that never happens. They string them along for many years, sometimes as much as 10 years, but they never give them an employment letter. And so these people spend time on that job without actually having a level, without actually having a promotion, without actually having any salary or any income from being on that job. And yet they work as hard. In fact, even harder than the staff that are employed who are rising through the ranks and who are being paid salary. The Bible is talking to us about this. We need to be careful. You do not use your neighbor's services. You do not use other people's services without paying them. You must pay people for the work that they do for you. You must pay people for the work that they do for you. Colossians 4 verse 1 talks about how we should treat our staff. Now let's read that together. Masters, give your bond servants what is just and fair, knowing that you also have a master in heaven. We are back to fairness, we are back to equality, we are back to justice. The Bible talks so much about justice, fairness, and equality, especially when it comes to those who have and those who don't have. We always have to remember that even if you are somebody's boss, even if you're somebody's employer, even if you're somebody's superior at work, you also have a master, and that master is God. You get to answer to your master the same way that your employee answers to you as their boss. You get to answer to your master. And so you must always remember that dynamic. You must always remember that you also have a boss. There is a CEO to the CEO. There is a boss to the boss. There is a king to the kings. There is a master of the masters. And so you have to be careful. You have to also remember that you must one day give accounts. So do not treat people as if they are beneath you. Do not treat people as if they are not made in God's image and likeness like you are. Remember that you too have a master that you will answer to. The next biblical principle that guides us on how to run our businesses is Leviticus 25 verse 43, and it reads, "You shall not rule over him with vigor, but you shall fear your God." What is rigor? Rigor is severity. Rigor is harshness. Rigor is strictness. It means that you should not treat your people with harshness. You should not be mean to your staff. You should not be belittling, demeaning, or condescending to your staff. I think that's something that many of us don't consider, because we have this way of talking down on our employees. We have this way of wanting them to feel small, as if their feeling small makes us feel any better about ourselves. Some of us get this sick high, this funny high, when we have made other people feel like they are worthless. What is that? It is a weird thing, but it is awfully wrong. The Bible is pointing out this to us today. Dear boss, dear CEO, dear employer of labor, you cannot deal with your people with rigor. You cannot deal with them with severity. You cannot be belittling. You cannot be condescending. You cannot be demeaning. These are God's people. These are God's children. Remember that they are made in the image and likeness of God, just like you are. And so you must treat them with respect, with love, with equality, with fairness, with kindness, with consideration. These are human beings like you. Treat them the way you will want to be treated. Remember the golden rule: love your neighbor as yourself. Do unto others what you want them to do unto you. And I know some people may say they'll never do it to me, they are my employees. That's fine. But remember that if the roles are reversed, they can get that chance. And even if you feel that it's impossible, still treat them like human beings. Treat them the way you would want to be treated if you ever happen to be an employee on that level in that company or in some other company. Always work with fairness. Always treat people like they are people, because they are made in the image and likeness of God. The final biblical tip I want to give you on how to run a godly business is Romans 13 verse 7. And this is one that you may not like because many people don't like talking about this. But I'll read it to you and then I'll break it down to you. Render therefore to all their dues, taxes to whom taxes are due, customs to whom customs, fear to whom fear, honor to whom honor. The first part was the part I said you may not like. Taxes to whom taxes are due, customs to whom customs are due. I don't think anybody likes the word tax except the government, because they are the beneficiaries, they are the receivers of the tax. But over and over again in the Bible, we are told, pay your taxes. Even Jesus Christ said, pay your taxes. So it's not an Old Testament thing. It's a New Testament thing as well. It's something that has to be done. Pay to all what you owe them. Anything that is due to someone, give to them. Don't withhold what belongs to people. The taxes belong to the government. That is how they run the economy. That is how they run the country. So pay your taxes and have your peace. I mean, you don't want to be looking over your shoulders every time the taxman comes, because you're like, I don't know if he's going to check my papers. I don't know if he's going to close down my business. I don't know if he's going to come and start hunting me down. For your peace of mind, pay your taxes. Pay everything that is due to whoever it is due. Customs to customs, taxes to taxes, and whatever it is that is due to people, give to them. Don't hold on to what's not yours. I think that is basically the underlying principle here. Don't hold on to what is not yours. The taxes are not yours. No, they are not. It is a percentage that is for the government. Let the government have it. You keep what is yours. You cannot hold on to 100% of your profits. It's not proper. It's not proper. That money needs to be shared into different ways. You have to give, you have to pay your tithe, you have to pay your taxes, you have to pay your employees, you have to put back into the business. So you don't hold on to 100% of your profits. That is not how business is run. The biblical way says, give the taxes to the taxman. Pay the customs what is due. Give your employees the fair and just wages that they deserve, as it is due and when it is due. That's what the Bible tells us. These are some biblical principles that will guide you on how to run a business. I hope these principles guide you on how best to run a business the godly way. And I hope that this grows your business and brings glory and honor to God, as well as blesses you and humanity. If you enjoyed watching this video, please drop a comment below. Tell me how this video has helped you. Also, if you'd like to watch more videos that encourage you, that motivate you, and help you grow your Christian faith, please subscribe to this channel. Simply click the subscribe button and get subscribed to this channel today. It is completely free of charge. You don't have to pay anything to subscribe to this channel. Simply click the subscribe button and become a part of Lila's fam here on Let Your Light So Shine. Also, do not forget to click the notification button so you'll be notified as soon as I update. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. Also, please share this video with everyone, especially business owners. Share this video so that Christians will be guided on the godly way to run their businesses in a way that will honor God and bless the world. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. Thank you for spending time with me. It is always my greatest joy and pleasure to spend time with you here on Let Your Light So Shine. I have a playlist in the description of this video. Go check out the playlist, watch the videos in that playlist, drop a comment on each of those videos and tell me how they have helped you. Wherever you are, whatever you do, let your light so shine. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Please subscribe, click the notification button, like this channel, share our videos, and follow us on social media. Thank you very much.